Tell that white man to try me.
Hello there, guys, and welcome to Daily Updates. Yesterday, Judge Mark Share of the Equality Court in the Western Cape High Court found the leader of the Economic Freedom Fighters, Mr. Julius Malema, guilty of hate speech and also intention to incite harm. So just to give you a background, this is in relation to a rally that took place on October 2022. So I'm just going to play that clip so you can listen before we go further on that judgment of Mark Share. Please have a listen.
You went to a school here to protest the other time, and you were beaten by white people. And there is a white man who's visible on camera. If I were to ask you, what have you done in terms of follow-up after being beaten by that white guy? Why have you not, as a revolutionary organization, followed up on that guy, him alone, to check that guy in an isolated space and attend to the guy properly? What type of revolutionaries get beaten and they don't have a follow-up? And then they pride themselves of being beaten, and they repeat videos of themselves being beaten, and we must vote for them because they were beaten by a white man that they've never followed up on the same white man that has beaten them up. Tell that white man to try me. I'll come many times here in Western Cape appearing a court case, because no white man is going to beat me up and call myself a revolutionary the following day. You must never be scared to kill. A revolution demands that at some point there must be killing, because the killing is part of a revolutionary act. Why did Mandela take up a gun? He was the first soldier of Mkhonto Wesizwe. Why did he take up a gun? Was he taking a gun to distribute roses? He took up a gun because the revolution had reached a point where there is no longer an alternative but to kill.
This case of Julius Malema stems from two complaints, one from the South African Human Rights Commission and also from an individual by the name of Dante van Wyk, who said that he had been threatened because of Malema's statements. Van Wyk said that he has been receiving a lot of aggressive and threatening messages from the EFF supporters on social media, and this forced him into hiding in the Northern Cape. In his ruling, Mr. Mark Share said that the EFF leader's statement in the speech were hate speech, contrary to the provision of the Equality Act. And he continued by saying that while calling out someone who behaved as a racist might be acceptable, calling for them to be killed was not acceptable. And calling for someone to be killed because they are a racist is an act of vigilantism and an incitement of the most extreme form of harm possible. He further went on to say that it is not acceptable in our society, which, in terms of the noble aims set out in the Equality Act, is trying to heal from a racially oppressive and violent past and to encourage and foster reconciliation, social cohesion, and goodwill amongst all races. The judge went on to say that Malema's comment constituted an exhortation to kill white males who had participated in the incident of 9 November 2020 at Brackenfell High School, and to kill or respond violently to any other persons who engaged in racist behavior towards members of the second respondent, that is the EFF, in the future. Well, that Brackenfell High School was the matter where it was reported that there was a matric dance that was only for white learners. Black learners were not allowed to be in that matric dance. And according to the final report, the South African Human Rights Commission actually said that they did not find any racism or any truth to the reports that there was a separation between black learners and white learners that matric dance, that is according to the South African Human Rights Commission. Finally, the judge said that Malema and the EFF should be held jointly liable as the party endorsed and supported the statements in the media advisory which is issued in these proceedings. Well, after the judgment by Mark Scheer, the EFF did not hesitate to issue a statement and respond to that judgment. And I'm just going to read few paragraphs because it's a long statement which you can find in the description. But without wasting any time, the EFF said the following. They said that this conclusion is fundamentally flawed and deliberately misreads both the context and the meaning of the speech. The court interpreted Malema's statements, "You must never be scared to kill," a revolutionary demands that at some point there must be killing. This is a war between white supremacy and black consciousness. You must know the two will never meet. And racism is violence, and violence can only be ended by violence, as literal instruction to kill white people. And when it goes down, they say that we note the court's ruling as an attack on the democratic space and the right to articulate revolutionary politics. The language of revolution cannot be sanitized to comfort the sensitivities of those who continue to enjoy the fruits of colonial dispossession and have never experienced racial violence whatsoever. The real violence is the daily reality of landlessness, unemployment, and racism that black people endure. The EFF has already instructed our lawyers to begin the process of challenging this ruling at the Supreme Court of Appeals. We do so not only in defense of our Commander-in-Chief, but in defense of our political freedom, historical truth, and the right of the oppressed people to speak boldly against their oppression. Well, there you have it. It seems like they finally got Julius Malema because they've been chasing him, more especially the AfriForum. So they are the ones who are probably celebrating in regards to the judgment of Mark Scheer. And one looks at the fact that the EFF is definitely appealing this. And now, will it be changed or will it stay the same? That remains the question until the appeal process takes over. So now, you look at the fact that Julius Malema has been defeating the AfriForum, and finally, he got found guilty, not by just any other court, the Western Cape. And then the question that would come would probably be that had it been any other court except the Western Cape, would they have found him guilty? Because he has defeated the AfriForum in relation to that song, Kill the Boer, Shoot the Boer, and he still sings it. Well, he continued to sing it, and people have been saying he's wrong to do that. And finally, there is another court down there at the south that decided that, hey, my man, your words were inciting violence, and really, they constitute hate speech. Is it the time when they can finally say, we have won? Or is it game on from the economic freedom fighters as they take that matter to the appeal court? Is it ever going to end as Mark Scheer decided that, my man, you are guilty and you shall face consequences? Anyway, guys, we wait for that day as the process of appeal takes over to see whether Julius Malema will be saved or finally they got him. Until next time, guys. Cheers.